league on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Indianapolis Colts and the Atlanta.
Matt Gay now ready to get this one started. And away we go at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So out head the Falcons for their first possession. And leading them out is a master at overcoming adversity before and after being drafted 8th overall in 2024. Out of your alma mater, Washington, it's Michael Penix Jr.
One of the big advantages of Michael Penix coming into the league is it wasn't storybook in college. In fact, he got beat up in Bloomington. Everybody remembers the end at Washington, the runner-up for the Heisman, the national title game, but he took a beating. Injuries derailed many of his years back at Indiana. And I think because of that background, because of all that gets built through that adversity, he's more than ready for everything that comes his way in the NFL.
Decent game here, but short of the first.
Kate, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally. And
this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Every defense in this league is going to sign up for a 3-and-out to begin a ball game. But to send him off the field, to really add that extra tone setter by backing him up with a sack, well, that's the cherry on top of that 3-and-out.
And this hits at the 4 before taking a bounce into the end zone. That's a touchback. So out come the Colts for their first offensive possession. Bringing them out to 4th overall pick in 2023 out of Florida. A super athlete at quarterback, Anthony Richardson.
I don't think it's hyperbole to say that when Anthony Richardson came out of the draft out of Florida, he was the greatest all-around athlete we'd ever seen at quarterback. 240 pounds, running 4.4, jumping 40 inches. He was the envy of defensive ends and linebackers that couldn't put up those numbers. Now, it's taken all those athletic traits and squeezing them into the quarterback position, maximizing all that physical talent to become the superstar he can be.
They're set up at the 35 now. First down, and they go right back to him. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
To be a stud back in this league, it takes more than just checking the athletic boxes. There's an IQ, a feel, a patience and craftiness required, along with just tremendous vision. He showed all of it navigating that run up the middle.
Going to the ground again on first. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
They go again with Taylor. And here's another stop made right at the line. Nice back-to-back reps from this defense.
He's lucky to get back to the line, and I think he knows it too. That play was in trouble early with how well the defense, Kate, read it from the beginning. And he did his best just to get back and break even.
Free inside the 30. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They strike for 23 yards. And it'll be first down, Colts.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Moving the ball very well out of the gate here. It's set up now at the 26. Taylor gets it on 1st and 10. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
You know, that's a good run right there. Keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Off the play fake, he'll throw. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
See the pass, time up your hit, and jar that ball loose. Not a lot of players are hanging on through a well-placed hit like that one.
They'll throw on 3rd and long. Catch is made in close. He has the Indianapolis touchdown. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball game.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you can go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Colts will jump out to a 7-0 lead.
FALCON'S nothing.
Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. On the return, here's Ray McLeod. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Falcons taking the field for their second drive. They didn't start the game off like they wanted, Brock. Still searching for that opening first down as they take the field a second time. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They've got a man in motion. They go play action. Here's Penix. Completes. It's Bijan Robinson. And he crosses the sideline a yard or 2 beyond, it looks like the 30.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
On 2nd down, Robinson. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
I think with that call, they were trying to set him up with a short 3rd down run, but he said, nope, not on my watch. I'll just go get it all right here. Now, playbook's wide open for 1st and 10.
Another carry for Robinson. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag.
Holding offense.
Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. Double the distance to go after that holding call. It's now 1st and 20. Throwing now off play action. Bails out of the pocket quick. Now he takes it. Gets out of harm's way after stringing together some nice yards on that run.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide in practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
And he goes out close to that 45-yard line.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
They're going to throw it on 3rd and long. Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete.
You know, ball skills are not just a selling point for receivers entering the draft. Teams want defenders, especially in this day and age of the passing game, who can make plays on the ball, too, especially on these deeper throws. He doesn't swat that one away. We could be looking at a huge gain.
And he got a little too much leg into that one. That's a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity, no doubt. This ball's coming out to the 20. So here comes this offense for its 2nd series of the game. And they take the field exactly where they want it to be, Brock. Up a touchdown early and with a home crowd a little quieter than normal.
I'm not going to lie to you, Kate. I think most quarterbacks, competitors love playing on the road when they do just this. Just quiet them, right? Turn them against their own team. They were quiet after that opening touchdown. You score another one, They're going to start to murmur, and we might even hear a few boo birds.
Finds the in route complete. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They pick up 20 yards there. And it's good for an Indianapolis first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
On first down, it's Richardson. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. So it's second down coming up. Play action with Richardson. Taken in by Pierce. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. And they can go ahead and stay in that huddle. We're at the end of the first quarter. Neither side separating much so far. We'll make our return to Mercedes-Benz Stadium after this. Ready now for our second quarter. The Colts have the football. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. It arrived as the ball did to break things up. And now it's second down. They go play action here. Has it down close. Touchdown, Indianapolis. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Gay to add the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Colts double their lead to 14. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. Now here come the Falcons on offense. They haven't been able to get that offense going just yet, Brock. The deficit at 14. Penix now on first down. Got a man. Robinson has it. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Kenny Moore there to make the stop.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there, brought down by Julian Blackman.
You know, Kate, over the years, I have heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned.
Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And the Colts pick it up. And they limit the damage on the return, but it is still a turnover.
Third down, you could see he may have been trying to simply do too much to help his side. It loosened his hold on the ball and gave that defense a chance to knock it free. Instead of facing fourth down, they're off the field completely.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Throwing now, following the turnover. Has it at the 7. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a 26-yard pickup there. And that gives them 1st and goal.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
Might be trying to power this across, Brock. They've got 3 tight ends out there. It's 1st and goal. Taylor. And he bowls through the defense for a touchdown. The Colts take a 20-zip lead. It's a Jonathan Taylor touchdown. He would not be denied that close to the end zone, Brock. I think it might have taken 5 or 6 guys tackling him to keep him from diving across the line for 6.
Certainly a second effort touchdown, no question. The backs who become fan favorites, we've seen it through the generations, and they set the curve for their peers, are the ones who just fight through that stop. It will not be denied of a touchdown.
Gay with the point after. And the Colts stretch their lead to 21.
Falcons, nothing. Matt Gay to kick off for the Colts.
Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. The Falcons ready for their next possession. They watch their fumble turn into points, so feeling maybe a little bit of an urge to make up for that now in this series. They're out and set, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Penix escapes the pocket. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And the Colts pick it up. And he gets this forward to the 19. Well, that didn't take long, Brock. One play, and they're back out there.
Well, that's how a defense can make you awfully happy as an offensive player, especially when you screw it up and you fumble. The defense picks up that offense and puts them right back on the field.
The visitors and this running back headed back out for a new series. And eventually, Brock, one of their drives is going to fail to reach that end zone, but through 3 possessions so far, they have been perfect.
Yeah, and in order for that to happen, somebody somewhere on this defense has got to rise to the occasion.
Now a handoff to Taylor. And they make the stop, but a lot closer to the end zone now. He got it to the 11. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2. Taylor again. A gain of 3, and now they're going to be able to plan for 1st and goal.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that 1st down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense, and I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
First and goal, here's Taylor. Is in for the Indianapolis touchdown. The Colts were running away so far. We've got a 27-zip game. It's a Jonathan Taylor touchdown. They kept it on the ground as opposed to airing it out, and that time, well, Brock, the ground game paid off.
Well, these great rushing attacks down here that could score rushing touchdowns, it takes the whole party getting involved. Yeah, the burst of the running back was tremendous. How about the launch of his blockers right off the line of scrimmage? That's a touchdown the entire way, and it took the entire group offensively.
Extra point converted by Gay. And the Colts grow their lead yet again.
Falcons, nothing. Matt Gay to kick off for the Colts.
Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. This offense ready to get going again now. And this drive, they need to come up with some type of answer because, well, Brock, we can almost hear those engines starting to gear up. They might have a boat race coming.
Yeah, I think everybody in the building can feel it. This has been so momentous one way, and as a competitor, you have got to stop that slide.
Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And that'll bring up second down. Penix here from the gun. Flush down out to his left. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31.
That's just the case where you're trying to make something when there really is nothing there. There just wasn't an opening for him to work with, and he was lucky to get what he could.
Third down, it's Penix. Makes the grab in bounds, left side. And he's officially in enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
From the gun, it's Robinson. And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4.
You know, okay, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game. Right, doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
This one falls incomplete.
Can't cover it much better than that really well-covered Kate on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Penix working from the gun. Heaves this one for the back of the end zone. And through the back of the end zone and out of bounds.
You know, I don't fault that look at all, Kate, downfield. It was just an excellent defensive play to deny him the ball and knock it away. That is good on good.
The Falcons getting ready for the punt. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. No return on this one. It's going to make it out of bounds and across the 25, spotted at the 24. The visitors back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. It sure seems like they've been able to score every time they've touched it this quarter, Brock. So high hopes again for this upcoming series. Drive starts out with a first and 10. Throwing off the play fake here. Gets this one to Pierce. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That's going to pick up the first down after a gain of 26.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
Only one play in, Brock, and this drive already to midfield. On the counter, it's Taylor. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down. It's the 2-minute warning now from Atlanta. The Colts are on the move here. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Here we go, Taylor now up the middle. And he won't get anything there. Several defenders nearby to hold him up. Call it no gain on that run, and they face second and 10.
Where one defender failed, well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
Off the play fake, here's Richardson. That's knocked away by a defender, incomplete.
That's just simply great positioning to swat the ball away. He stayed in a spot where he could disrupt the throw before the target and make a play on it.
Richardson on third. And this one is dropped and incomplete. He had the pick in his hands, couldn't hang on. It's going to be fourth down.
Hey, Kate, you feeling lucky? Back is because he just dodged a major turnover. That was an easy pick that was simply dropped.
Third down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on fourth.
Let's go now. Ready.
Trying to throw for it with Richardson. That's cut beyond the marker. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. Well, so far, they've got to be pretty happy with how he's been leading their offense. It has been a great start.
And I'd hesitate to say it's only going to get better, especially if they really decide to keep running this offense through that quarterback's arm.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. And that's complete in the end zone. Touchdown, Indy. The Colts boat racing them to the halftime locker room. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
Gay to add the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Colts continue piling on to this lead.
Falcons, nothing. Matt Gay to kick off for the Colts.
Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. McLeod now returning it. He's got a lane up past the 30. And a good return here as he gets it out past the 35. The Falcons with the football late in the first half. And with all their timeouts remaining, Brock, they may be able to put a little something together here before halftime. The Falcons in good field position here as they start out 1st and 10. Penix. He'll get this complete to Mooney. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Here's Penix. He's got a man left. This is ahead for about 5. Juju Brents with a stop. Timeout called by Atlanta. That's going to be at 2nd. Penix on 3rd down. He's on the move. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a first. And he's able to take this one down to the 25. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down.
Just about every defensive coordinator worth his salt says 2 things in every production meeting. Number 1, well, we got to stop the run. And number 2, we got to take away the tight end. Well, good luck doing that. Defending a big guy who can move like that, it's a lot easier to talk about than to go out and execute.
And he gets them down to the 9 before going out. Only time left for one more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. A very short kick here from the right hand. Coming off the edge, and it's blocked. Picked up and on the move now inside the 20. And he's taken down here at the 16-yard line. We've reached halftime. The Colts on the road and enjoying a nice little lead here. Now we'll get you down to our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report with Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. We saw former rushing champ Jonathan Taylor be a big-time factor in that first half. He had a nose for the end zone as he wound up with 2 touchdowns on the ground in those first 2 quarters.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Now to kick it away, here's Pinion. Josh Downs to return it. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Colts ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And as we're reminded of some of the highlights of this game, his touchdowns ranking quite high among them. We're going to see 3 of them here, and if you're scoring like that, Brock, it normally means you've had a pretty darn good game. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Now he'll throw off the play fake. He's got Pierce. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. 16 yards on the play. And it'll be 1st down, Colts.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
First and 10 from the 41. They're going play action. Wow, his first real mistake. That's intercepted. Jesse Bates in to pick it off. And the Falcons get the football back inside the 45-yard line after the interception. They worked hard to have the halftime lead, Brock, but now that defense working hard to take it away.
Not wasting any time, are they? You know, they love to say about baseball, Kate, baseball's a game of adjustments. So is the NFL, and especially in the second half. You have all that data from the first half. You want to take it all in, and defensively you want to adjust exactly what they did to take the ball away there to begin the second.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. Here's Robinson up the middle. He'll work it a couple of yards past the line. Brought down by Julian Blackman. Only 2 yards on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 8. Throwing Penix. And he's there to knock away the pass and force a 4th down.
You know, that is so hard to do. That's called body control. Great positioning to swat the ball away, not go through the receiver, no penalty flag. He's got the body control and, more importantly, the timing to knock that ball away.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. So this one carries all the way to the sideline and out. No chance to make a play on that, and they'll... They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. Finds a seam down the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Give him 24 on that play. And it's good for an Indianapolis 1st down. From the 39 now, after that explosive start to this drive. First down throw here from Richardson. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
Taken in by Pierce. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the 1st.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it. by adding all the extra yardage.
They're set up at the 35 now. Straight ahead with Taylor. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Play action with Richardson. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Tough one to retain through that hit. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. They go play action here. That's caught for the first. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. This is the type of performance a former quarterback, just like yourself, Brock, can marvel at. He's carried a great performance through much of this game. Even as the defense adjusted, tried to slow him down, none of it mattered.
I like the way you say that right there, Kate, because these moments the game does slow down. It is so fast on the field for the normal person, but when a QB's in a rhythm like this, the game is slow and he is dicing them.
First down from the red zone. And that's complete in the end zone. Touchdown, Indy. The Colts trying to end this before the final quarter. And that is his 4th touchdown reception of the game. And if you wonder how rare that is, only a couple of active players have ever achieved it in their careers. And it's been done less than 50 times in league history. Gay to add the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Colts continue adding on to that lead.
Falcons, nothing. Matt Gay to kick off for the Colts.
Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. Here comes their offense out again. Well, we all know at this point, turnovers the big problem for them in this game, Brock. And not surprisingly, the defense has capitalized on those mistakes on more than one occasion to their benefit.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that can be tough to win football games in spite of, right? But over the test of time, turnovers are the #1 thing that cost you games, especially after that first one. Once there's blood in the water, you feel it with the defense. They get all over you, trying to force another turnover and another and another.
Penix now on first down. Escapes the pocket. He's running with it. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks. Only one play in, Brock, and this drive already to midfield. They'll run it with Bijan. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
From the 47. That's brought in by Mooney. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Kenny Moore there to make the stop.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Got a man, Robinson has it. And he works this to the 38 before going down. 3 yards there and enough to move the chains. New set of downs for him at the 38. Shotgun snap, a give to Robinson. And he gets this one down to the 30-yard line. Good rip on first down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
An option give to Robinson. And he gets this forward to the 19. They get an even 10 on that play. And the Falcons will have a first.
First down. First and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Staying with Robinson. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a first and goal.
That was the perfect play call for that particular situation. Gave him enough to pick up a first with some room to spare.
Here's Robinson. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
From the shotgun, Penix. The throw is caught. And in for the Atlanta touchdown. Well, Brock, this one has not been good to them so far, but they are still fighting and able to get in there for 6.
Just a drive that was all about scratching and clawing. As much as anything, Kate, it was just a pride drive to go and get your job done.
Young Hui Koo on for the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Falcons cut into the lead by another point. Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. Downs on the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. And unsurprisingly, Brock, a great day on the scoreboard so far for him. Has him with the advantage as we move through this third quarter. Offense ready to begin this drive. First and 10. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. Finds him on the crossing route. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
First down, Colts.
Just one play into this drive, and they're already sitting on their own 45.
Let's go now.
On first down, it's Richardson. Ooh, almost a throw that cost him. Defender had it in his hands, but he dropped it. It's incomplete. Second down coming up.
Gosh, you could just almost feel his eyes up here, Kate, getting huge, right? He was envisioning the return, and he simply dropped it. Got to secure that pick before you think of anything else.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Well, Brock, this substantial deficit sure hasn't toned the edge that this defense is playing with, huh? If anything, feels like they might be getting more aggressive, looking to make some sort of impact play.
And that's because turnovers are really the name of the game for this defense at this point, Kate. That aggressiveness still super welcome, no question. But they know it's not just incompletions, it's taking the ball away that's next.
Thankfully, only one quarter to play now. We've reached the end of 3 in this lopsided affair. The Colts have possession to start the 4th. This one looking pretty well decided already. Here's first and 10 from the 34. They'll throw again, Richardson. And that's incomplete. A little lucky there, too. Nearly picked off on first down.
Hey, Mr. Quarterback down there, that's a throw that's got to go somewhere else. Double coverage was waiting for it. QB super fortunate that ball wasn't picked. An incompletion, still pretty good for the defense, too.
He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
That was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
On him quick, and they bring it down. And the defense comes through, and that's going to back him up and bring up fourth down.
That right there is one of the biggest differences between the NFL and college game. Heck, the high school and Pop Warner game. Because when you break away from a sack at those lower levels, big things happen. But at this level, this big boy league, just because you get out of one guy's arms doesn't mean you're safe anytime soon.
What a play on fourth down. They get the first after a gain of 27.
Oh, so close to getting off the field. But the fourth down conversion keeps that defense out there. That was their shot to end this possession, to sit on the bench, to get their breath. But now they're going to have to buckle down and force another fourth down.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. From the red zone now. And that's complete in the end zone. Touchdown, Indy. The Colts throwing 6 more on the blowout. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
Gay to add the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Colts tack on 7 more to their lead.
Falcons 7. Matt Gay to kick off for the Colts.
Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. Back out runs their offense. And all game, they have struggled to attack this deficit. Maybe they can do a little window dressing here. 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Here we go, Shaq.
Penix working from the gun. It's into the hands of Mooney. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Got a man, it's London. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And it's good for an Atlanta 1st down.
Okay, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s versus man on the drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you can find a completion just like that.
Has him on the quick hitter. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Let's go now.
And again, it's Penix. And he's going to be marked down a yard shy of that marker.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on the throw, that's a go-to route to target.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. He's on the move. He's running for it. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And the Falcons will have a first.
That's another Falcons.
Penix here from the gun. Into the hands of Pitts. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. The big play nets him 17 yards. And it's good for an Atlanta 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Working inside the red zone. And that's complete in the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. The Falcons making the scoreboard look a touch better. A exactly the play they were looking for, Brock. They saw it, and he put it right on the money.
Yeah, it really was a...
Pressure off left, and it's blocked! The Colts have it! And he doesn't get too far on the return, but hey, the overall play amounts to a point kept off the board with that blocked extra point.
Doesn't that just sum it up in some way? Even when you do something positive, not on this day, not for this team, something still goes wrong. At this point, guys might just want to throw up their hands and say, what does a block really matter? But you know, and I know, coaches hate that attitude. It's the antithesis of that, to give up a block in that situation.
Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. Downs on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The visitors headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Taylor gets it to begin the drive. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. Well, this certainly has been a memorable contest for him. His coaches, man, they're going to take this kind of output every single game.
This goes a little beyond the expectations they have for him, maybe even for himself. What impresses me so much, Kate, the guy just doesn't tire. Getting stronger, literally, as this game's going on.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line. He's been a fixture for them all game, and all signs indicate, Brock, he's going to remain one in the time we've got left.
Yeah, they've leaned on him in certain spots, and he has shouldered the load oh so well. Put together a game that everyone's happy with.
That's the 2-minute warning here from Atlanta. Colts put this one away a long time ago. In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. They go again with Taylor. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. A 5-yard gain on the play. And it'll be 1st down, Colts.
First down, Indianapolis.
Let's go now.
This is Taylor. Breaks the tackle, still going. And stop me if you've heard this before, Brock. They've scored again, and they grow that lead further. The Colts continue adding to an insurmountable lead. It's a Jonathan Taylor touchdown, his 3rd of the game on the ground. So an exclamation point there. That caps off what, and I think you'd agree, Brock, has been a dominating performance.
Yeah, I would. Really in all phases, too. You know, I thought coming in that this would be a much closer game than how it's turned out to be. And you got to give credit where it's due. This offense has been outstanding throughout.
Gay to add the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And they'll continue adding to their lead.
Falcons 13. Matt Gay to kick off for the Colts.
Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. McLeod now returning it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Here's Atlanta ready to take over possession. And they'll get one final chance in a game that, to put it mildly, Brock, has been a bit of a miserable experience for them. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Penix now. He'll get this complete to Mooney. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. A very productive play from the rookie QB out of Washington. That gets them a 1st down.
As a quarterback, when you throw that curl route, you know it's a tight window, Kate, but the minute that DB turns and can't react to the throw, you put it right on your receiver's numbers. He comes back and gets it and moves the sticks.
Hit some space around midfield. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
He'll get this complete to Pitts. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you could depend on.
Able to hit Robinson, complete. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Now they'll throw out of the gun. Hits him on the out route. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. So it's the Colts who come away with a win on the road. And if we're honest, Brock, you and I could have been making dinner plans well before this one wrapped. An absolute show of force to win this one by the margin they did. So that's it for us here. Brock Heward, our crew, I'm Kate Scott. This has been the NFL on EA Sports. The Colts are winners as we say goodbye from Atlanta.